Hey world, it's Tobo. It is October the 27th of 2013, and welcome back to the party. Today is going to be all kinds of silly, but first, few announcements. First off, Friendship Cast happens on Tuesday, and it is going to be silly as all hell. I'm not telling you why or who I'm casting with, but it is going to be the greatest. Second of all, Spy on the Hill. That thing that happens on Fridays, that's awesome. Crazy Kaylee has to fall. It has to happen. We're running out of options here. We have to get rid of Kaylee. I don't know how we're gonna do it, but we're gonna do it. Damn it. So today, I think that's all I wanted to say. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. Anyways, today we are doing Drawnonward VS Virifaux. And games with Virifaux are always really fun and silly and ridiculous. So today is going to be one of those fun, silly, ridiculous days, and I'm really excited about it. I think there was one more thing I wanted to say. I'm trying to remember. Was there anything? I feel like I'm missing something, but I can't think of what it is. So I'm just gonna not bother and probably think of it later, and then I'll tell you guys when I think of it. So without further ado, let's get this thing started. We're starting things out with Virifaux as the spy, Virifaux as the sniper, Drawnonward as the spy here on Panopticon, and let's get this thing underway. Starting things out with Drawnonward once again as the spy, who is claiming he is Blue Danger. So the silliness is already okay. Never trust Drawnonward. He says things to screw with your head 100% of the time. Okay, more like 90. He's kind of got to keep his opponents honest. Sometimes he's got to tell the truth or no one's going to ever believe him. Yes. Alright, cool. So Drawnonward, starting things up, want to know, really, really quick first game. I am going to take a moment to talk about Panopticon here. Panopticon is one of the oddest maps in the map pool at the moment, as Viri gets ready to step into the spy role. Because, A, the sniper can't move. B, there's a lot of ground to cover and a lot of people wandering about on the map. C, there are pillars in the middle, like you can see these big pillars here, these ones. You can actually hide behind those and not be able to be seen. Drawnonward is not... Oh god, Viri, what are you doing? Pathing just happened. You swapped the statue, and now he's running like heck. That was terrifying. But he's already got his DA done as well. So Virifaux up to a really fast start here. But 2 missions done. 3 minutes and 15 seconds left on the clock. Any 5 of 7 is the game type in question, as Viri steps into the bookcase to see if he can get this microfilm business underway. Yellow book in hand, 3 minutes left on the clock. Viri's in a pretty good spot. He steps out to see if he can get a window flirt. It's tight, but luckily, Section Target decided to take a drink, which gave Viri enough time to get that flirt done. As he's moving over toward the blue bookcase with yellow book in hand, picks up a highlight for it, but like over half the party is, probably about, I guess a third, I'd say, is highlight, a third is lowlit, and the other third is a mixture between normalites and cast. Hanging out at the front window, actually. Looks like he's going to walk this all the way over to the red bookcase. I quite like that play, actually. Because, nope, never mind. He's just hiding in a conversation behind that pillar I was talking about on the beginning, going for his flirt there. Actually goes for the twitch as well, able to get it off without any issues at all. That was a fantastic little move there. Getting that flirtation done. Again, yellow book in hand with 1:45 left on the clock. And Viri is in pretty good shape here. He needs to finish this transfer and then do one more mission. Keep in mind, he has already swapped, but has not done his inspects. So, stepping all the way over to the side. I highly doubt at this point he's going to go for a soft transfer. That seems a little bit crazy at this point in time. No, he doesn't. Winds up stepping out to the red bookcase to get this transfer done. I think he should be able to get away with that without getting deaded. There's the transfer going off. One mission left. 1 minute on the clock. Oh, God, that was not the greatest bouncing. But Virifaux steps over to the window. I'm terrified he's going to time out. That's totally something he would do, but it's really not the best play right now. He's got time. Spending a lot of time at the windows here, though. 45 seconds left on the clock. If he just goes for his triple inspect, he'll be able to get this done without any issue. But that might just be suspicious enough to get shot for. He's not going for the purloin. It's gotta be the inspects at this point. With 30 seconds left on the clock, he's going for the time ad! No! Viri, what are you doing? This is not a good plan! No! And he actually does take a bullet for it, so Drawnonward picks up the first 2 games of the set. That was really something. That early swap really terrified me, but he was able to get away from the statue before Viri was able to notice. So, sorry, he was able to get away from the statue before Drawnonward noticed because Viri was the spy. He was able to get that off quite cleanly. Didn't even get highlight for it. That happened later on. It was a very nice play, but didn't quite wind up working out for him. It was the time ad that really did him in, I think. If he'd just gone for the inspect, I think he would have been able to win that game. But it's Spy Party. You never know how suspicious you are, and in a situation like that, you've really just got to assume the worst. It's one of the best ways to play the game, because honestly, once you're at a high level and you're getting close to the end of the game, in all likelihood, you're one of a few really high suspects, and there's only so much you can do at that point to try to slip in that last mission. But at that point in time, I still, even all that in consideration, I still think the inspects were the play to make, although, again, I can't say for sure because I'm on the outside looking in. I can see exactly what's happening. The reason I'm talking so long here is because Drawnonward is twittering. So, they're not actually playing any games right now. Drawn is just tweeting his stream to people. So, while he does this, I'm going to drink more water. Alright, so, Drawnonward, we're waiting on you, man. We are waiting on you. I still haven't thought of what I was going to say at the beginning. I know there was something. I know there was. Oh, well. Can't think of it. Looks like we're going into another game here. Once again, Drawnonward picking up the spy shoes. Viri as the sniper once again on any 5 of 7. Oh no, sorry, any 5 of 6 on Panopticon. Little bit more of a sniper biased game type than 5 of 7, obviously, because there's one less mission to worry about. And Drawnonward, true to form, knocks off the inspect. That is a very Drawnonward thing to do. Not something I'm a huge fan of as he goes for the Twitch flirt there. Actually winds up BBing as well. Those were some pretty slick moves. He is highlight at this point in time. Goes for another Twitch flirt. Wow, gets caught on it, and Viri doesn't hesitate for a moment in taking that shot. I think Drawnonward thought Viri was moving out of the way and just got a little bit too greedy with the timing on that Twitch flirt. Wound up taking a bullet for it. Not the way you want to go, but what can you do sometimes? So, Viri picks up a game of his own. He's still down by 1 at this point, but we've got ourselves a game. Viri is on the board as we step in to game number 4 with Viri as the spy, Drawn Onward as the sniper. We're moving over to Courtyard 2. Sorry, 1 this time around. That's surprising. Courtyard 2 obviously is the, probably the favorite map of the high-level spy party community is what I'd say. Virifaux starting things off with a time ad right off the bat, interestingly enough, so that's going to give him a little bit more breathing room here. Courtyard 1 is a little bit strange as compared to Courtyard 2. There are only single statues dotted about, which makes inspections a little bit more difficult. Wow, that was a very nice bug. That was a thing of beauty. As Viri gets that off and steps into the statues for his first inspect. Now keep in mind, there are only 1 statue at each pad, so you're only going to be able to inspect 1 at a time. You've got to go to statues more than once, which is a very suspicious thing to do on this map because no matter how, even though there are a lot of AI who will go to statues, it's not particularly common for an AI to go to statues more than once in a game. And if you watch just that, you should be able to narrow it down to 3 or 4 just through that. And when you've got only 3 or 4 people to look at, it's not that hard to figure out which one is the actual player. At this point, we've got 1 inspect, 1 seduce, the bug, and the contact done. 2 minutes and 5 seconds left on the clock. Keep in mind, he did get that time ad off, so he's got a little bit more time on his hands. Oh god, tried to go back to the same statue he inspected already. Oh, well, that's actually fine. Because Viri thought he saw something. And the thing he saw wasn't Drawn Onward. So Drawn winds up picking up a game there. Current scoreline is 3-1 in his favor. And Courtyard 1, man, it's a really weird map. Not only because of the weird statue shenaniganry I was talking about, but because of the angle the sniper's at. It's almost a fisheye lens he's looking through. It's really strange, but I think that's one of the reasons that people aren't particularly fond of it. And once again, Drawn Onward picking up the spiral. So that's a little bit strange. Not entirely sure what's going on there. Drawn Onward, uncharacteristically, actually decided not to take control for a while until he got out of a traffic jam there. Usually, he just goes for it. But as he steps in for his inspects, he red tests the first one here on Courtyard 2. It's going to be tight, but he is able to get the second one in before his third cycle starts, so nothing bad. Oh, gets his spot stolen in a huge way. What's going Drawn Onward? No. Oh, God. That was bad. That was all kinds of bad. He got his spot stolen, but still tried to be in the spot that someone else was in. And he wound up just kind of like looking over the guy's shoulder. And then he realized he couldn't do it. So he like turned around, but then got stuck on something else, and it was bad. It was really bad. Virifaux picking up the spiral this time around. Once again, any 4 of 6 Courtyard 2 is going to be the game type. And I'm talking more than I usually do, which is not a bad thing, I don't think. It's just, I need more water this way. Hopefully the 2 glasses are going to be enough, because I am spewing a lot of words out of my face at the moment. So, I figure they have started the game by now, because they're on this screen. and have been for a little bit. So I'm just okay. Cool. Chat says they like it when I talk a lot, so I will do that more often. Drawn onward as the sniper here on courtyard 2, any 4 of 6. Virifaux starting things out with a super quick flirt and a bug coming in right afterwards. It wasn't the nicest of bugs. It was a little bit exposed, but it wound up coming off without any trouble at all. So Virifaux gets the bug done early as well as that first flirt. Does have a drink in hand, but we'll be able to get rid of that without too much trouble. Goes for the red flirt at the statue. That is a really interesting move. Does get the seduction target highlight. I think what happens was Drawn saw the animation cut off, and rather than just shooting the seduction target, narrowed it down to 2, but I'm not 100% on that because there's still a lot of other highlights. Picks up the banana bread there, and it was a white test, which could be a problem. Yeah, does in fact take the bullet for it. So I think my initial what's the word I'm looking for? My initial analysis? Yeah, that's a good one. My initial analysis of the situation was a good one. That Drawn Onward knew what was going on there, but didn't know who it was, which is a very good move from Drawn Onward there. Very patient play. Drawn Onward starting things off immediately with the time ad. Brilliantly done, right on the other side of the statue from where Viri was. As he steps in to get a couple of inspects done early on. May have just taken a highlight there. Actually got low lit? Nope, highlight, never mind. Viri was indecisive. Wound up changing his mind on that. That scared the heck out of me. Now he's just normal lit. So that's, you know what, that's fine. That's just fine. Drawn Onward picked up a time ad and a couple of really fast inspects, so that mission is done. The game has just now started, 3 minutes left on the clock. Which is a bit of a silly thought when you think of it. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have any highlight at the moment. No, he doesn't, as he steps into a beautiful conversation to get the banana bread done. Goes for it. It is a white test, which is a bit of a shame there. Goes for the purloin immediately after, which was another white test. But I don't think Viri sees it yet. I don't think he knows that the purloin has gone off. Was able to get a, not the greatest flirt, but a flirt nonetheless off as well. 2 missions and a flirt done with 2 minutes and 15 left on the clock. And Viri still has, actually, does have Drawn Onward a highlight at this point in time. I'm not entirely sure why, but he's in a position. He was close enough to bug, but had a drink in hand, which is a little bit of a shame because it was a fantastic opportunity. And Drawn Onward is just spending a little bit of time here in this conversation, just laying low and being as inconspicuous as he can by not doing anything. Which is a good way to not get caught as a spy. Unless you're on balcony. Unless you're on balcony. Goes for a walking bug, gets it off. Was he caught? Was he caught? I think he was caught. He was indeed. Virifaux brings things back to a 1-point game. It was a good attempt for the bug, but he had to be really aware of where the laser was, and I personally wasn't. As soon as I saw the bug go off, I started looking for where the laser was, and I couldn't see it. So I don't know if it was just Viri hiding it well, or Drawn Onward just not really knowing where it was, or just it was going to be good and then he got stuck on the ambassador. I'm not sure, but it didn't wind up working for him. So it's Virifaux's turn to step into the spy. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to the balcony. This is a weird as heck map. And that was a weird as heck path. But Drawnonward didn't notice it during the time of chaos, so he was able to get away with it without too much issue. Now, as you can see, this map is absolutely minuscule. It's the kind of thing where the sniper, you know, is watching you 100% of the time. Bugs are incredibly difficult to pull off on this map, and we are playing any 2 of 3 with no purloins, so generally, people don't go for hardtails on a map like this. I've seen some pretty amazing bugs on this map, though, that work out quite well. Going for the window flirt actually picks up a... Nope, highlight. Drawn changed his mind. A little bit of an odd path going back into the conversation, but that's alright. Once again, as he goes for his... Oh, that's interesting. He went for the banana bread and then red tested his seduction target to make him look more suspicious. That is a cool move. Drawnonward has it down to 3 at this point in time. Ooh, was able to green test that. That was his final mission. The countdown is on, and I think Drawnonward does actually lose this match, but not in the way I thought he would. Winds up shooting the seduction target. So, Virifaux's epic red test shenaniganry worked out great for him. Manages to pick up that game and tie things up at 4. So, the things you see on balcony, it's, on a map like this, it's really the little things that really matter. Leaving just shortly after the banana bread goes off is somewhat suspicious. Really, standing in the back corner even is really suspicious because spies have gotten so good at being inconspicuous on this map. You can't really look for hard tells because you can easily get your missions done without letting off a single one. So it becomes much more of a behavioral game. Suddenly, when you talk, who you interrupt becomes incredibly important as Drawnonward picks up his first flirt of the game. Able to get about a third off on that. So he goes for the contact as well. He was a white test with 2 people talking during it, but with purple dress just at the end of her talking animation. I think the suspicion it's going to be going on Drawnonward for the most part on that one. With 1 flirt and a minute left on the clock, Drawnonward is a little bit behind schedule here. Should be able to pick up his second flirt if he goes to the window there. He does indeed do just that, but the seduction target wasn't going to the window just to watch. He was going for the briefcase. So Drawnonward made an amazing snap decision to pretend he was doing the same. Wound up, it looked weird from Drawnonward's point of view, but it was actually pretty nicely done. A very good snap decision there, but with 30 seconds left, Drawnonward is running incredibly low on time. Might have to go for an epic desperation bug. It doesn't usually work on this map because of how exposed everybody is. And Drawnonward is definitely suspicious at the moment. But he does go for a flirt with 10 seconds left on the clock. I'm not entirely sure why he did, but he did. Does go for the last minute bug. Doesn't get it off in time. Viri steps into the lead after 9 games. And we're getting ready to go into the 10th here to see if Drawnonward can tie things up after the first half about. Because usually we get about 20 games in. No solid numbers, really. It's basically, I go until it's 10. Tends to be what happens. Drawnonward, again, I really like that move with the briefcase there. It was unfortunate that that's what the selection target was doing, but he kind of saved himself because walking right up the selection target at the window there was a suspicious move, but to get the flirt that it would have given him probably would have been worth it. But as soon as the selection target bailed on him, Drawnonward had to find a way to alleviate the suspicion he gained from that move. And the briefcase move was a really cool way of doing it. It was a really good snap decision. Oh, Drawnonward totally taking the wind out of my sail, said he wasn't going to flirt to begin with. So never mind. You didn't be awesome, Drawn. But that was awesome! Did you see that bug? Ladies and gentlemen, Viri with a fantastic start to the game with a wrong-armed in-convo bug, because he was able to start things off just before the ambassador stepped into conversation with him, gets the banana bread off, goes for the red flirt to move the focus away from him, and Virifaux picks up a beautiful game there. That bug was a thing of beauty. And because of the position Drawnonward was in, that bug was literally completely invisible. It was really gorgeous as Drawnonward steps into the spiral himself to see if he can pick up a win of his own. But Drawnonward has a tendency to play slowly, which is a bigger deal than normal on balcony, although Drawn has pulled off some pretty incredible balcony wins. Drawnonward showing incredible patience for this first flirt. 15 seconds, sorry, a minute and 15 seconds left on the clock. They are playing any 2 of 4 now. So as Drawnonward goes for his first... Sorry, I'm confusing myself. Drawnonward banana breads, damn it. That's what he does. It was a white test, so he does pick up a good amount of suspicion from that. 2 highlights for Viri, but Drawnonward's doing alright there. Still hasn't flirted yet. That's the patience I'm talking about. I think he just talked without flirting. What the heck, Drawn? What are you doing, man? 40 seconds left and not a single flirt has gone off. He's going to have to find a bug if he wants to pull this off. Actually, red tests a flirt. I don't even know if that was intentional. This is a weird game. I don't even know what was with that one. Like, I honestly don't know what to say about that, because Drawn... I mean, at first I was impressed with the patience he was showing in his flirtations, but then he just didn't do anything. He just didn't. And then he died, which was, you know, unfortunate, but it happened. And it looks like we're stepping in a ballroom, awesomely enough. This is another map you feel somewhat exposed off, but any 5 of 7, ooh, 5 missions. That's not going to be particularly easy to do for Virifaux, as Drawnonward picks up the rifle. As you can see, this is a somewhat exposed map. You can always see everything if you're looking closely. Now, does get a white purloin. And purloin is a little bit easier on this map than it is on some because of the angle. It's somewhat difficult to actually see Toby's tray. Although Drawn does know that the guest list has been purloined at this point in time. Virifaux not off to a very good start there. He goes for, okay. Tried for the reverse drive by bug. Not only did it not stick, but he also just died for it. The angle wasn't as good as he thought it was going to be. Wound up paying the price for it. The ballroom is... The ballroom is the the classic Spy Party map because it's the one everybody learns to play the game on. But once you start getting really good at Spy Party, it becomes a little bit too sniper biased. The spy doesn't really have enough freedom to really start doing interesting stuff because he's a little bit too exposed, I feel. So it's not one of the favorites for high-level play, but it's interesting when it does get played because everything is visible, so everything is terrifying. And like Balcony, the littlest things can cause vast amounts of suspicion on this map if the sniper is looking for it. Drawnonward starting things out in a very inconspicuous fashion, just hanging out and chatting, letting Viri collect some suspects before he does anything suspicious. 30 seconds gone. Hasn't done a thing yet as he finally is... Oh god! Bounces against the ambassador a couple of times to the statues. And Viri's in locked up for a moment. There, that should sync it back up again. Drawnonward stepping in to pick up an inspect. Should be able to get 2 in for the 3rd cycle, I think. No, that's a 3rd cycle. That's not good, but I don't think Viri actually noticed it, and Drawnonward thankfully was able to get away with it. It was scary, but because he had a neutral cycle, it wasn't as obvious as it could have been. He does contact the DA here, and he is in position to flirt, but it was a white test there, so Drawnonward is going to have even more suspicion thrown on him because of that. He flirts as well. 2 minutes left on the clock, and a lot done, but only 1 mission actually complete at this point. He has 1 flirt, 2 inspects, and the contact done at this point in time with 1 minute and 45 left on the clock. He's, I think, on track. It's a little bit difficult to tell at times like this as he steps into the bookcase. Microfilm on this map is one of the most difficult missions to pull off, partly because of how exposed you are, but seduction target steps in, gets a quick flirt off, and steps out with that book. That was a very nice maneuver from the seduction target, able to get pretty much a free seduce in there. But looks like he's going to try to mask the transfer with this fake banana bread here. I don't know if I like this, but he's got so much cover. It might wind up working just fine for him, but he decides to bail on the tactic, just talks again instead. He had a chance there, but decided not to go for it. Steps out to the green bookcase and takes a bullet anyways. Drawnonward is having a little bit of a rough time against Viri here. Viri playing fantastically. And Drawnonward is going to have to find a way to start picking up some games. He's going toe-to-toe with Viri for the most part, but Viri has picked up a couple of big games off Drawnonward that Drawnonward hasn't been able to get back yet. So with Viri up 8-5, Drawn is going to start having to come up with some answers as we step into the pretty map. 1 known mission bug on Modern. Ladies and gentlemen, things are about to get silly. Now remember, on this map, the sniper has no idea who the ambassador is. So you can do ridiculous things like pretend to be the ambassador yourself. Or, through clever red flirting, make your seduction target look like the ambassador. Or make your seduction target look like he's pretending to be the ambassador so he gets shot for it. There are all sorts of crazy strategies that are viable on a map like this, especially since the sniper has no idea who's who. But with one known, there is no seduction target. So no red tests will be occurring. Viri, interestingly enough, hasn't even taken control yet. Now he does. Adds some time, I think, and just dies for it. So Drawnonward, that's one of the games he was looking for. I don't know why Viri decided to add time here. You get so much to begin with. It's not a map that's tight on time. It's a 3-minute map. And all you gotta do is bug. You don't need more time on this map. I feel like Viri just got greedy there. And Drawn punished him hard. He brings it to a 2-point match as Drawnonward decides to pick up the spiral himself. Once again, known 1 bug on Modern. Now, keep in mind, on known 1 bug, Papa Danger there is immediately... Oh god, that was a missed bug! That would have been beautiful, he would have won it, but winds up not getting quite close enough for the bug to stick. That would have been the game. But just a little bit too far off. As I was saying, Papa Danger is automatically more suspicious because his cane hand bug is so hard to spot. It is incredible how smooth the bug is with that hand. That's Papa Danger. That's another thing that's interesting about this map. Every character has their own set of animations, so some are easier to spot as far as bugs are concerned than others are. And Viri, I don't know what he's looking at. He doesn't have any highlights yet. Drawn's got a few opportunities while Viri is looking at swimming pools and things. But he's got time and he knows it, so he's going to spend a bit of it after that initial failed bug just trying to alleviate suspicion. Little does he know, he's not actually even highlight at this point. 4 characters available. 1 lowlight. A bit of an odd path by Helen there. Probably enough to actually get her lowlit, but it wasn't noticed by Viri, so... Papa Danger getting himself laser burned a bit there. About a minute left on the clock. Drawnonward should start thinking about getting a bug off here, and that's a bit of a scary one. But able to mask the bug as part of the talking animation, that was a brilliant maneuver there. Able to get the bug off without any issue, and Drawn does pick up yet another game, bringing this back to a 1-point match. Drawn really starting to hit his stride here, and catching up the games he was losing against Viri. Almost brought things back to a tie. Viri decides not to let that happen as he steps back into Courtyard 1. This is the one with the weird statue configurations. Very cool bugging moves. Stuff like that is so hard to notice during the time of chaos. It was brilliantly executed. Even goes for the banana split. That was just some brilliant maneuvering there. Does pick up a highlight for the banana split as he goes for the briefcase. That was not the best pathing. But other than that, a pretty darn good briefcase return. But definitely the highest suspect at the moment because of the banana split. Viri is a fast player in this game. He just goes for it, and Drawnonward knows that. Banana splits are definitely exactly the kind of thing Virifaux would do. But Virifaux, after that, is spending some time being inconspicuous. That was a reverse drive-by bug that didn't work. That's alright. That is okay. Viri is still high-lit, but has been joined by 2 others. Drawnonward actually only has 2 lowlights at this point in time, which is a little bit lacking for... Okay! Never you mind. Drawnonward on Courtyard 1 manages to tie things up, but he's going to have to find a win on Courtyard 1 as the spy himself if he wants to try taking the lead here. We are tied at 8 with about 20 minutes left to play. And Drawnonward and Virifaux certainly putting on a show for us this evening. But it's not going to be Courtyard 1 this time around. It's going to be Courtyard 2. Once again, this is pretty much the favorite map for high-level play. Lots of metagame around this one. Lots of interesting strategies have been developed. People all have their own styles, their own techniques. Drawnonward tends once again to play slowly, as he does, zipping into the statue early on for a couple of inspects. No swap early, which is a good play because he didn't get there nearly soon enough to be able to get that done safely. But he is going for the swap anyways, because he's insane in a good way. Does hit the green test, which is probably the only reason he's still alive right now. Having a look at Viri here, I wonder if he even knows. Swap has just now gone off. Now Viri sees it. But does he remember who was there before? He's getting a few lowlights, but I don't think he really remembers. Green Purloin has gone off as well, while Viri was largely distracted with trying to figure out who did that swap. Purloin has gone off. I don't even think he's noticed yet. Drawnonward really dying. Not what I was going to say, but it's a sentence that works and is accurate. Things looked like they were going quite well for him, but I think it was a good idea to go for the Purloin while Viri was freaking out about the statues. But Viri didn't really freak out about the statues. He very calmly low-lit people who he knew wasn't one of the ones who swapped. One of the potential swappers, I mean. While he was still watching fairly carefully everything else, and was able to catch Drawn on the Purloin. He's in the spiral himself now. Once again on Courtyard 2, he's up by 1 and looking to widen that lead. Very strange pathing coming in, up against the Ambassador no less, but did not pick up a highlight for it. Viri not playing as quickly as he tends to. 40 seconds gone, and he hasn't really done anything yet, but gets what's pretty much a free flirt off. Goes for the Purloin instead. It is a white test, and that's not good at all. Drawnonward picks up on that immediately and ties things back up at 9. The ball is back in Virifaux's court as... No, the ball is back in Drawnonward's court as he steps into Courtyard 2 to see if he can pull into the lead for the first time in a little while, actually. Goes for the reverse drive by Bug and gets it off. He was a little bit exposed, but was able to slip it under the radar. Viri has no idea. He's even able to pick up a banana bread in passing. That was a brilliant maneuver there. A very good start for Drawnonward with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock. Already 2 missions done in the first 30. As he steps in the statues for his inspects, finishes these up, he'll only need 1 more mission and he'll have the win. Swap is not what he wants to do right now. At this point, he can just go for the flirts, take it easy, play it cool, should be able to win this without too much resistance coming in from Virifaux. Virifaux does have drawn highlight at this point, but more than likely, it's just for the statue visit, although that positioning is not going to help. It's really, really not. Does get one flirt off. Ooh, interesting bounce there. I like that a lot. Will quite likely be able to get another flirt in here. And he moves into position to do just that. Minute and 30 left to play. Goes for the flirt, gets it off. Really wanted a green test there, but wasn't quite able to hit it. 62%, I think. Let me check. No, still can't read it. But it's not a 2. I guarantee it's not a 2. I can't tell what the number is, but if he gets a green test, he is going to be able to get the flirt done on the next one. I'm not entirely sure about the white, but it's certainly a possibility. 1 minute left on the clock. Drawnonward picks up a drink, starting to lose a little bit of suspicion because he's being so inactive. That early bug was fantastic. It looked like he might have been going for the conversation there as Buckswoggle took the spot he was going to, so he just stopped at the window instead. If he can get a green test here, he does hit the green, unless Virifaux decides to shoot on this, and it doesn't look like he's going to. Drawnonward has actually taken a lead. And he does. Drawnonward pulls ahead 10-9, and Drawnonward... I just said Drawnonward way too many times in one sentence. Virifaux down by 1 at this point. Would really like to try to tie things up after 20 games. We'll see if he's going to be able to do it as I take some more water. Once again, apparently Drawnonward didn't want to play Courtyard 2. Maybe it's just a weird game type. I don't know. But it looks like we're heading back to Panopticon. Any 5 of 7 is going to be the game type. This is the weird one with the stationary sniper up in the tree. And a lot of space to look at for those who don't remember. Lots of partygoers and a lot of ground. Oh, God! He coughed. That was all kinds of bad. Drawnonward got a good pack of lowlights off of that. Not a good start for Virifaux. I think he wanted to go for a green banana bread and then, well, pretty much a fake banana split right off the top to try to throw Drawn off his game, but wound up just giving up a cough instead. Here he goes for that banana split he was going for the first time around. So that's 2 fake banana breads. Ooh, actually gets himself low lit off of it. That was an incredible maneuver. Goes for the bug as well, gets that off without any issue. Picks up his first flirt. It was green. And Virifaux, after some really, really risky maneuver with the 2 fake banana breads, one of which was a cough, manages to finally pick up that low light he was after. And Drawn has his work cut out for him in a big way if he's going to try to win this game. It's not going to be easy. It is doable, but it's going to be hard. Virifaux picks up his next flirt, gets ready to finish this thing up. Wow, that is a friendly seduction target. Able to get his seduce finished up as he calls Toby over for the purloin. Actually doesn't wind up purloining, interestingly enough. Might have been a good play. The laser was pretty much right up in his business, so hard to tell. Going for the 3rd banana bread of the game here, and the first one that may actually be real. But Drawnonward going in the entirely wrong direction that entire game because of some really sweet yet dangerous maneuvers from Virifaux. Takes a shot at the wrong person and gets things tied up at 10 after 20 games. We've got about 10 minutes left to play. And ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a match. God, it's fun watching Viri. I love watching Viri play so much. Such crazy things happen as Drawnonward gets ready to step into Panopticon himself. Once again, any 5 of 7 is the game type. We are tied up at 10, and at this point in time, anything is possible. As Drawn picks up a really nice flirt to start things off, and then pathing gets him a bullet in the ass, and Viri once again takes the lead, 11 to 10. God, that was so unfortunate. It was such a nice bug, and then he got stuck on a single person for a considerable period of time. He was hidden behind a pillar, but even so, Viri noticed, took the shot, took the game. I need water, man. All this talking builds up a thirst. Once again, we're heading back into Panopticon. Viri as the spy. Oh, never mind. Apparently they're doing something else. What's it gonna be, guys? Ooh, we're going back to the balcony. Nope, we're not. Where are we? We are back on Panopticon. Once again, any 5 of 7. As Viri picks up the spiral. Drawn really wants to see if he can pick up this game. There's not that much longer left in the show, and Drawnonward, down by 1, he's been playing from behind for most. That's a red purloin. Panic, 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 panic. Drawnonward does not see it in any way. So Viri was able to get away with that without any issue whatsoever. Purloin is done as he goes for the fake BB? No, never mind. That was a flirt. I just got really confused for a moment for no reason. Picks up a drink. But... oh my god, he replaced the guest list! That is so epic! And then he Twitch flirted and got caught and died. Damn it, Drawn. Yeah. You were doing so well. You just had to get a little bit greedy. Virifaux up by 2. Once again, Drawnonward's got his work cut out for him a little bit here. Fantastic play with the return of the guest list. A little bit of a panic on the red test, but able to do some good work with the return before Viri noticed. It was a risky play, but it worked out great. And then he went for the Twitch flirt. Didn't happen. Just didn't happen. Viri picks up the 2-point lead. 7 minutes left to play. I'm going to call it 4 more games. I'm going to play 4 more as we step into the balcony. This is actually almost Drawnonward's home turf. As he gets ready to see if he can pull things back. Any 2 of 4 is the game type. Decidedly not taking a drink from Toby. And gets set up for a really nice flirt to start things off, but he takes the banana bread instead and white tests. So that's not going to be the best of starts. Picks up a highlight for it. But still in a good position for the flirt. Wants to be patient here, because talking 2 times in fairly rapid succession is a suspicious thing to do. Don't want to wait too long, though, or the selection target might bail on you. Is able to get his flirt done at a good opportunity, but with 1 minute left on the clock, Drawnonward is a little bit behind schedule here. Have to start moving a little bit faster if he wants to get this done. 2 highlights, 1 normal light, 3 low lights at the moment for Virifaux. 45 seconds left on the clock, and Drawnonward is going to have to start making moves if he wants to get this done. It's not going to be easy. Is he going to go for the purloin? Is he gonna do it? No, he's not. Finally steps out of conversation, gets caught on Toby a little bit. I don't think it was bad enough to take a bullet for, and indeed he doesn't, but... Oh god, that's not how bugs work, Drawn. That's not how you do it. It's okay, you're not dead. But you don't have any time. 10-minute mark has struck. And I think... goes for the reverse drive-by again. Doesn't get shot. Oh, does get shot. Never mind. So, Drawnonward. Down 3 with 3 games left to play. This is going to be hard as heck. Still doable. Still definitely doable. But it's not going to be easy. In any sense of the word. Drawnonward on the sniper here. As Virifaux picks up the spiral. Any 2 of 4 on balcony once again. And Drawn needs this game. There's no choice anymore. Drawn has to win the next 3 or he's down. Virifaux gets greedy, goes for a fast time at it and takes a bullet. That is a good start for Mr. Onward. As he steps into the spiral himself to see if he can pick up one more. 2 games to go. Drawn down by 2. Viri pathing amazingly. What the heck just happened? Did he get low-lit for that? Nope, high-lit. Very good, Drawn. Very good. Very strange pathing to start things off for Virifaux. As he steps in to pick up his first flirt. It's going to be a good one with the positioning he's got. But he talks pretty quickly. So that might be a bit of a tell. Very dangerous banana bread there, but does get it off without too much trouble. It was at the end of the cycle, so that'll work pretty well for him. It steps out quickly afterwards, which is usually not a good move. 1 minute left on the clock. Virifaux is on schedule pretty well here. Another fantastic flirt positioning. Once again misses the green, but that's alright. He just needs one more to finish this up with 45 seconds left on the clock, but he steps out of conversation again real fast. Does take a bullet for it. Drawnonward is within 1 of tying this thing up with the final game coming down quickly. I finished my water. We have 1 game left to play. Drawnonward as the spy. Virifaux as the sniper. It's going to be on balcony. It's going to be any 2 of 4 once again. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment of truth. Can Drawnonward pull out the tie? Or will Virifaux walk home with a victory? That is a good start for Drawnonward as he picks up the green flirt real fast. Without a highlight. 1:40 left to play. He's got plenty of time. As his seduction target steps out of combo, he's in a fantastic spot in the conversation circle. A little bit less so now that Yellow Jacket has stepped in. A lot less so now that those 2 people have left. But he was able to get his banana bread off, but takes a bullet while he's at it. Virifaux winds up taking a very dramatic victory. Wow, that cast went really well. I was on point throughout that entire thing. That never happens. Yes, I feel accomplished. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out to the party. Thank you for watching the show. Tuesday is going to be silly as all hell. Please come out. It's going to be a blast. And once again, Spy on the Hill. Friday, I think it's going to be. It's usually Friday nights. Yeah, do that. It's going to be awesome. I hope to see you guys there. Thanks again for coming out, and until next time, this is Taboshi, signing off.